Hey guys, Foxdrop here with another commentary for you guys, another Season 4 Jungle commentary. This game I'm playing Vi Jungle. For my runes and masteries, they'll be in the description as always, but my runes, I believe, you can run quite a lot of things on Vi actually, and by a lot I mean you really can run a lot of things on Vi. You can run attack speed in her reg, you can run AD, you can run a bit of armor pen. In her Quints you can go AD, move speed, armor pen. You can do a lot of things on her, so really there are a lot of rune pages that work on Vi. And personally, I think I'm running. I quite like just a flat AD page on Vi, but you can, like I say, you can do a lot of different things on her. My masteries, I believe I'm in this game. I think I'm 2109. However, I also think that a 921 page is good and maybe even better. I'm not too sure. Again, this is the preseason, so a lot of experimentations going on, especially with the masteries. So you can fiddle around and play around as you wish. Now, Vi is one of the junglers who is one of the strongest junglers in Season 3, at least towards the end of Season... in the beginning and the end of Season 3. She kind of fell off in the middle a little bit. But one of the reasons why she's so good is because all the mid lane meta became assassins. So if you think, like Zed, Ahri, Fizz, there's loads of them. Kha'Zix is another one. All those mid players... those mid characters were assassins and they were very, very popular. And Vi works extremely well with and against assassins. She's very good with assassins because she can help them like pick a target and lock them down. So you ult onto the enemy AD. That makes it really easy for your assassins to get in there and to kill them. And she's also very good against assassins because in the same coins you can just lock them down. You just ult onto the assassin and then your team can blow them up. So she's really strong in the current meta. She clears really quickly, she's really good at dueling, she's, high burst, high sustained out. She's just really, really good basically as a jungler. Now, my start route here, I've started at the red buff just to get a little bit of help from my bottom lane. I actually smited the second red spawned just because, as you'll see with the new smite, it only has a 40-second cooldown. I even believe with my masteries it might even be like a 36-second cooldown. So it's up again by the time I get to my second buff, so you can use it just to engage with your smite. I started my W just so that that's what I like starting with for the clear speed. And if you notice here, I'm taking my blue buff second. I'm not going, usually you'd want to go, or sometimes you'd want to go like buff, minicamp buff, because you don't get level 3 anymore just from doing 2 buffs. The reason why I'm doing my second buff now, why I'm doing it second, is because I saw Lee Sin invade my jungle earlier, which probably meant that he put down a ward in my jungle. So that made me, to me anyway, I'm very suspicious of him. I'm suspicious that he's got something up his sleeve that he's going to come invade me in my second buff. So I thought I'll play it safe. I'll take my second buff instead of this third camp, and I'll waste a little bit of the duration of that blue buff. But I took away the whites camp there. The reason why I took that instead of walls was because firstly I was going top lane, and secondly my W is really good versus white because white has huge health, and Vi's W does damage based off how much health your target has. And right now I'm just looking for a counter gank. I'm looking for Lee Sin to be ganking top lane. But really there's no good opportunity to gank. There's just nothing really going. So I figure, well, there's not really much point wasting my time completely. So I kind of just show my face a tiny bit and then just walk around in the jungle and just see what I can do, see what's up. I'm just invading a little bit. Like, Vi is really strong at this stage of the game, so I can get away with doing a lot of things. But I see here Fiora is a good opportunity to gank, possibly anyway. So I'm running over to her. This is a really good combo. What you do is you charge up your Q, then you flash and release your Q, and you cover huge distance. And what I did there was I blew my flash in exchange for Fiora's flash. And that is worth it in my opinion. I think it's always worth you blowing your summoner for a laner summoner, because it gives your laner an advantage. It means that they're easier to kill, and it also means that they are less likely to die. And so right here, I see Kha'Zix is getting engaged upon in a gank, so I just go to help him out, but there's not really anything going. I think they know I'm around anyway, and so all we can do is I shoo them away, and then that's pretty much all that happens. Now this is kind of cool where I'm just pushing this mid lane here. The reason why I'm pushing mid is because Fiora has to go back. Like, Fiora cannot stay here and farm these creeps. She has to recall, so I may as well push this mini wave into the tower. I don't want to, if you notice, I don't take all of the CS. Like, I leave the CS on low health so that Kha'Zix can take it, but I wanted to push just to get all that CS into the tower to deny it from Fiora and extend the CS difference and the XP difference between Kha'Zix and Fiora. And as you can see, Kha'Zix has double Fiora CS, so that's working out quite nicely. Now, as I'm clearing the jungle, you'll notice as well that I use my E as an auto attack reset. That just helps me clear faster. It procs my W quicker, and you know, just yeah, it's pretty standard, like a mechanical thing to do. And now I'm looking for a lane gank bot lane. I'm waiting for Fiddle to engage with a Fear to get a kill. And because it's a Thresh Corki, Thresh is probably going to go quite aggressive. So I knew there's probably a pretty good chance that that would happen, and it did happen. So Thresh went aggressive, he got feared, I came in and I blew Thresh's flash. And again, that means that Flesh? No, not Flesh. Thresh is less likely to get a kill in that bot lane because he doesn't have his flash. And also it means he's easier to kill too. So it's just really good getting that free summoner. Now I went back and I bought myself a Spirit Stone and a Booties alongside a few health potions and a ward. This is pretty much the standard buy you'll be getting on a lot of junglers. When you get your first back, at least it's the most optimal one in my opinion. That's Spirit Stone, Boots, Ward, and 3 health potions, or in my case, biscuits, because of the mastery I've taken in the utility tree. It's really, really good. It's just pretty standard, basically. Anyway, I'm going to speed up a lot of this, otherwise I haven't been speeding up. There's no real point, just playing it down on slow-mo. Now I'm looking to go gank mid here because I think it's a pretty easy gank. Kha'Zix has got a lot of damage and can really assist this gank quite nicely with his gap closer. And Syndra overextends a little bit here, and she's dead. Like, she overextended a teeny weeny bit, and Vi can really punish people for doing that. And she dies, and we get this Kha'Zix an extra kill. Now I ward the entrance to my jungle just so that Lee Sin doesn't get up to any antics or anything like that. I'm going to keep farming because Vi is very good at farming. I know my red buff's respawning, so take this red buff away as it respawns. And then I'll probably go over to my blue buff because I could go bot lane and maybe try to get a kill there, but I don't like doing that when my second buff is about to respawn because it means that the enemy jungler can take it away, and I really don't like that happening. So I just want to take away my buff now. I ward it just so that I can see whether Lee Sin's coming for me or not. And I'm going to donate this over to Kha'Zix. Vi with blue buff is really, really good, so if you can take this blue buff, it's really nice for you, but I'm not going to gimp my mid laner by taking the buff myself. I mean, it's not really worth it. If I took this blue buff and Kha'Zix didn't have this blue buff and Syndra did have her blue buff, then Kha'Zix wouldn't really be in a very good place. And this Kha'Zix is strong and he's fed, and in order to, well, he's pretty fed just because of his farm, and in order to snowball, he'll really want that blue buff. So I figure it's worth just giving that blue over to Kha'Zix. Now that I've got my ult as well, it's really easy to lane gank. Watch this. So I'm going to come from the lane, charge up my Q, get in there, and then flash and ult Corki, and that's Corki dead. Like, Corki didn't stand a single chance right there. There was nothing he could have done about that. He goes from, you know, I'm safe, there's no one around, it's all good in the hood, to, oh shit, Vi's on my lane, oh shit, Vi's flashing in my face, oh shit, Vi's ulted me, oh shit, I'm dead. That's pretty much what happened with Corki there. And that's just what's really good about Vi. You appear that Q flash ult combo is just insane for locking people down, for engaging fights, and for engaging ganks. It makes it really easy to gank on her from the lane because you don't have to bypass wards, you don't have to time wards, you don't have to do anything like that. You just appear out of nowhere and you kill people. I probably didn't even need to use my flash either, so it's pretty good like that. So we got 2 kills there, and now I'm looking to go top lane. The reason why I'm going top lane here is because Rango just died. And so because Rengar is dead, that means all this farm is free for me. If I could have just been farming my jungle, but I may as well get this free farm while it's here. I'm freezing it though. Look at it. I'm not pushing this lane. I'm freezing it for Rengar. So when he gets back, the lane is freezing. That means that all of our allied, like if you look here, all of our CS, so the blue creeps, they're all dying here, which means that none of these creeps which are dying are going over to Fiora. So again, Fiora is being denied the CS just because the enemy minions are taking this, and that's what lane freezing does. It's a really good tactic. Now I'm just going to keep farming again via very quick at farming. I bought my ancient golem, which means that I now get extra gold when I finish off the big creeps. And if you have these jungle items, you really, especially ancient golem, because it has that conservative passive, or I think they're changing the passive soon, but it's basically like this where it just banks up. Actually, I don't think they're changing the passive, that might be a lie. But it banks up to 80 stacks. You don't really want, once you get 40 stacks, you kind of want to be taking away a jungle creep. Now I bought a pink ward just to de-ward dragon, just in case we can do it. And because I see bot is another great opportunity to gank, I'm going bot. I used my Q to engage onto Corki, and then as soon as he flashed or Valkyried away, I think he flashed away. As soon as he flashed away, I used my ult to chase him down. Unfortunately, Lee Sin was here for a really good counter gank, which is well played by him. But we'll see what happens here. Good flash from Ezreal. I should be able to get a kill here, I think. Yeah, really good fear in the tower. Yeah, he's dead. So there we go. We go 2 for 1 there. I died. A bit overzealous by me, but it's definitely worth it. 2 for 1. That was really good. And now I can afford to buy my Moby Boots. Now, this is something which I kind of dislike about the new jungle, personally. The new jungle is kind of annoying. I don't really like it all too much. And one of the reasons I dislike it is because I don't really like the whole concept behind the jungle items. And I don't like, as a jungler, incentives to stay in your jungle. You know, so any stat, basically what I like to call jungle stats. So bonuses you get while killing neutral creeps, basically. So like with the gold from these jungle items, which basically means that, you know, when you kill jungle creeps, you get extra gold. I don't really like that. I mean, it's nice, obviously, because you get extra gold. But what about if you don't really want to be, you know, it's just kind of awkward, I think. And also, you know, regen you get from just killing jungle creeps. Don't really like that too much. But anyway, here I look to engage onto Corki, but can't really get him. He gets away. Thresh hooks me away as well, but I don't really want to go too hard here because I don't want to die. Ezreal actually gets a snipe on Corki as well, and then Fiddle finishes up Thresh. So we get 2 free kills here just because I went quite aggressive. If you saw what I was doing, I was holding the lane, and then I saw Fiddle was on his way back, so I just charged the Q and went on Corki. And they had no choice but to run away, and then, you know, we got 2 free kills. And because of those 2 free kills, now we're getting Dragon as well. So Drag's dead. Dragon takes 6 minutes to respawn, so I'm going to time that. It died at what, around 14:35, sorry, so that means it's going to respawn about 20:35. Make sure you know the respawn timers of Dragon and Baron especially, but also your buffs is good as well, just so you can, you know, organise plays around that kind of stuff. But yeah, one of the things as well is that because the new jungle items now give you stacking passives, like extra gold, basically, when you buy them, it really means that you've got to get those items early. This is really dumb as well, if I remember correctly. Really, really dumb by me. But if you don't get these items early, you're kind of gimping yourself. If you don't get them early, then you're not getting the most benefit out of that gold passive. And you need to be able to do that. So I remember this game thinking I really want to buy... I had Spirit Stone and Tier 1 boots, and I was like, I really want to get Mobies, but... you know, if I don't get my Ancient Golem, then I'm going to be behind. So I can't get Mobies. I have to go Ancient Golem. So that kind of annoyed me. But I think that's just the way it is, to be perfectly honest, right now. But anyway, this is kind of done by me. As you see, what I should be doing here is I should be defending this mid tower. I shouldn't be really counter jungling. And everything I do here is awkward, right? This is something which should... Right here, I'm charging my Q in Syndra. If I had hit this Q, Syndra would be dead, basically. She wouldn't survive. But this is where I muck up really hard. I don't really want to go on her because I'm afraid of her burst, but I'm indecisive about wanting to save the tower. So I charge my Q and go on her, but it's way too late. As soon as I engage, my tower dies. So I just give up a free kill here, which is really stupid. What I should have done was I should have made the decision, either let the tower die and run away and not die myself, or save the tower or try to save the tower. If Syndra killed me and the tower had survived, would it have been worth it? Maybe it would have been worth it. But definitely that was just the worst case scenario. Because I was caught in indecision. You know, that's the worst thing. You never want to be caught in indecision. You know, once you make decisions, you need to stick to them. That's kind of what, you know, the signs of a good player are, is that you can make quick decisions and you can stick to those decisions and they're good decisions. That was not good by me. That was really dumb. So that's just a lapse. But anyway, this game you can see by my items. I'm actually buying a Triforce. Triforce is probably the best DPS item you can buy on buy. I don't really suggest you get it every game though, because as DPS items, it's expensive, and you don't really want to be, you know, you want to be focusing on tank items. But you know, I kind of decided to just buy Triforce this game because I'm pretty fed early, and also I want to kind of test how easy I can get this with the new jungle items and the new jungle and stuff like that. So it was more experimental than anything. But yeah, so I'm building towards that. I rush a Phage first just for the health and damage, which are nice stats on Vi, and then I'm getting a Zeal second because the attack speed is really good for your W. You don't really need the Sheen. The Sheen effect is really nice with your E, but apart from that, you don't really need that until you've actually got your Triforce. So I'm taking away red buff, and then I'm warping through the map apparently. Just gonna see what's up here. I see the enemy that bot lane was fighting, so I kind of wanted to get a fight off here, but there's nothing going, so can't do that. Instead, I'm just going to try and take this blue buff away. Syndra goes for it. Syndra actually takes it over the wall, but I Q over to smite it, and I actually take it with my Q, so that works as well, I guess. And we're just kind of fighting here, so I'll slow it down just so we can fight. There's nothing really going on. We're kind of just doing a dance. We're doing an aggressive dance here. Nothing is happening, and we need to be careful we don't get caught doing something, you know, getting baited into something, or doing something we shouldn't be, or tower diving, or something like that. Which is kind of what's happening right here. So we go in, or my team goes in, but this Thresh is ludicrously tanky. He is ridiculously tanky, and this is actually quite cool. I want to rewind this. This is a tip for how you like a little technique for when you're playing Vi. So I'm gonna slow this down. I am just kind of every time I hit him, I'm start stepping just so I can get close to him. I'm using my ease and auto attack reset. I use my ult when I think that he's got as far away as possible, and then what I do is I instantly use my Q. Like, you probably didn't even see me use my Q then, but I used my Q just to proc my W, just for burst basically. So I ultied behind him, and then I knocked him forward again with an instant cast on my Q. So that's kind of like, ideally you want to be charging your Q because then it does more damage and you go a further distance. But in that instance it wasn't really necessary. And Vi is extremely good at taking away Dragon by herself. I know I had Fiddle then, but I didn't even need Fiddle because of her W. Again, just the percentage health damage on Dragon is absolutely insane. Her Q is an auto attack reset as well, so that kind of bypasses the attack speed nerf or attack speed debuff that Dragon gives you. So yeah, Vi is really, really good at taking away Dragon. So we take that away again, we should be timing that. I'm just farming up, like, especially now that I've decided to go Triforce, I really need to make sure that I am farming. Like, I can't go without gold, basically. There can't be a time when I am without gold. Like, I can't just be ganking and not focusing on my farm, because I'm not going full tank this game, I'm going DPS. And if you're going a DPS build and you fall behind, then you are pretty much useless. Which is why going tank is pretty much always a better option, especially in the old jungle where you didn't get as much gold. Just because even if you did fall behind or you didn't get that much gold, you're still useful if you're tanky. But if you've got built for DPS and you don't have that many items, then you are pretty much useless. So I'm going to skip for a little bit. We're just pushing this down now. We're at a stage where we're a lot stronger than them. And so we really need to be forcing our like strength, our advantage onto the enemy team. We need to be pushing down towers. We need to be making plays, getting Baron or whatever. We just need to be ending the game. So when I go back, I can buy my Triforce, and also I can finish I get a Giant's Belt because I'm going to get a Randuin's next, just so I'm tankier. I wanted to go push out top and just kind of push it because I am so strong right now. I can 1v1 pretty much anyone in the game. But there was a fight mid, so I had to kind of go there, but nothing actually happened. And right now, this is a mistake by me again. I tried to save Rengar. I dodged Thresh's Q, but I can't actually hit. Like, I'm trying to hit Lee Sin here, but I can't hit him because Thresh is too fat. So what happens is I end up punching Thresh when I should be punching Lee Sin, and so Lee Sin doesn't die. We do trade 1 for 1, I guess. It's not too bad, but it's still a mistake by me. I just couldn't click on Lee Sin, so that sucks. But yeah, so these kind of fights are really just putting a pause on us ending the game, which is things you want to avoid doing. You don't want to be doing things like this. You want to be actually ending the game, not doing things where, like, if the enemy team was to get back into this game, it would be fights like that. Even though they're not winning them like outright, you know, that fight was what, a 2 for 1 possibly, and so it's not awful. But considering we are winning, we can't be having those fights. There's no point. We're so far ahead of them. We're so much stronger than them that anything more than like a stomp isn't good enough, basically, as far as the fight goes. So we catch out Fiora there just because she was out of position. And now I'm going to try and just push a lane or group up or do something. Like I said, just do stuff. I had a pink here as well, so I chucked that down in the little bush there just so that we can see if they have any vision. And now we're just looking around to maybe get a tower dive or get a push down or something. Again, Vi is pretty good at taking down towers because of her ease and auto attack reset and my Triforce. I have a Sheen. But we go in here and we see that there are way too many enemies, so I'm like, okay, I'm peacing out here. I run away. I'm just like, fuck that, I'm not getting involved in that fight. So I run away, and this is where it all gets a teeny weeny bit ugly, I think. But I see that they're focusing on that Kha'Zix, which means I'm probably got a lot of, you know, what I did here is I didn't just run away. I was like, okay, well, they're going on Kha'Zix, so that probably means that I can get away with doing stuff myself. And that's, you know, I didn't just run away. I killed Thresh because I recognized that I could do that. And so I get a kill on Thresh, which otherwise we wouldn't be getting, which is good, you know, making the best out of a bad situation. And now we're trying to take away the dragon. So I queue in. I remember this quite vividly, actually. What happened here was I got for some reason we got vision on dragon as I queued in, and then we instantly lost it. Like, it was really weird. I don't know what happened. Like, you know when you get vision on something when it's like attacking you from a bush. That was what happened with dragon. But then when I queued in, I lost it, so I couldn't smite it. I'm usually pretty good at stealing away things like Baron, but that dragon and Baron, but I didn't get it that time. So instead, I just died trying to get a dragon, which is kind of stupid. But again, these little fights like we had just had in our jungle. Or in their jungle, sorry, are things we need to avoid. This is how you throw games. This is basically, we may not be directly like losing the game by doing these fights, but we're not winning the game, and that's what we need to be doing because we're so far ahead. It's not good enough to just not be losing. We now need to be winning, so we need to be making more plays. This game could easily be like, by the end of the game, you'll see that this game could have ended like 10 minutes ago. So I'm just farming again now, just making the most out of this. I had a lot of stacks on my banking golem passive, so I wanted to get rid of those. I'm just doing a little bit of a dance here. I don't really want to jump in on them because I built Triforce. I'm not really that tanky. I'm still moderately tanky, but I'm not good enough to just jump into the middle of everyone and just willy-nilly like that. So anyway, we engage here because we see they're kind of split. Originally we wanted to go into Syndra, but we couldn't get her. But now this is a really good fight for us. I stay on the other side of the wall just in case. Well, okay, yeah, I remember this as well. I stay on the other side of the wall because, well, the reason I stayed on the other side of the wall is because my Q was on cooldown, but I'm going to pretend like it was to block Thresh, to predict and block Thresh flashing over the wall. And what actually happened as well was that someone died on our team. I think it was Ezreal, and then because Ezreal died, Thresh leveled up as I was punching him in the face, and so he survives on like 1 health. Because he leveled up. At this stage in the game as well, when level ups aren't exactly very common, unlike they are in lane phase, it's pretty brutal. But still, again, we're just throwing the game because we're doing these really stupid fights. It's not all my fault, but it's not all my team's fault either. I shouldn't be going in. My team shouldn't be doing them. It's just dumb. So I just decided, right, fuck this. These fights aren't working. I'm pushing a lane. So I go and push top lane. Don't really care that my team's fighting, but when I see that Lee Sin is bot lane, I'm like, well, I may as well come and try and help them. So I run in behind, but I'm a bit late, but I think I can mop up. But I'm wrong. I can't mop up. And they actually try to dive me here as well, but they can't dive me. So again, I should have stayed top lane. Like I know these fights aren't working, so why am I trying to force them? Why am I trying to get involved? But for some reason, Fiora stayed a bit too long here. And because we may have been like throwing really hard here, but I'm still ridiculously strong. Like, I've got a Triforce and a Randuin's. So we just kill Fiora pretty easily. And now, because everyone's respawning, it will be a really good time to go and do Baron. Like, Fiora just died and our whole team is respawning. So now we would force them into a 4v5 here, if we were to fight. So I'm pushing mid, kind of waiting to see what's going on. Our team gets a pick, and then I decide to engage as well. And this is a pretty good engage, just to see them all and just jump in. I'm kind of lucky I don't die instantly. I probably could have done, but we get three kills here. So that this and Kha'Zix gets all of them too, which means he's going to be really beast now. So I went aggro and it paid off that time. Finally we did a fight which was good. I recall though because I'm on really low health, so I just buy randoms. I go brutalize as well because I'm like, well, I may as well get more damage because why not? I'm Vi. I've got a police officer outfit. Let's get more damage. Police brutality. So I get the brutalizer for true brutality. And this is just stuff like, you know, at this stage we kind of, I think I might die here actually. No, I won't. No, I'm good. I got this. I won't die. Easy. But it's just because I've been maxing my Q and I also have I have 20% CDR from Brutalizer and my Ancient Golem, and also because I had blue buff at the time, I got off 2 Qs then because Q has a ridiculously low cooldown if you max it and get CDR. But this is really good. I'm going to place it in half speed. So we jump in, Rengar jumps in even. Let's play this. Rengar jumps in just to try and take out Corki. I mean, that's worth it. If you're playing Rengar, then this is what you do. You just take out the enemy AD carry. Fiddle jumps in alongside Kha'Zix, and I'm like, I was going sneaky around the side here. I jump in as well, and this is kind of good. I'm going to play some mega slow speed. I'm always positioning myself to keep an enemy in between me and Baron. Because if I keep an enemy in between Baron and me, that means that Baron is going to be attacking them and not me. So that gives extra DPS onto them. Like even now, I'm using my ult on Syndra just to keep her in Baron. Because if we want to win a 4v5 when we're kind of low health, this is how you do it. And because this was such low health, this Baron was such low health, I know that we can take this away. I kind of let Lee Sin get in and do his execute, and he fails it, so we just kill him. And that's pretty much that. I mean, just from that might be the game won. A 4v5 Baron fight, basically. When I was in bad position, everyone was in bad position. It wasn't great, but we made the most out of it. And yeah, it was just a really good turnaround for us. And this is another bad fight which we really shouldn't be engaging on, but we're doing it anyway because we're cool. We really should just... It's kind of risky, basically. But Lee Sin's gone bot lane. Ezreal's bot lane as well. So I'm just gonna go push with him because I know that Ezreal is probably... This is probably the best opportunity we get to push down a tower. So we push this tower down. For some reason I'm just... Okay, can I speed? Yeah, I can. For some reason this is happening. And I mean, this was one ult into... I think I ult Q and then punched his Corki. And I did like half his health. And unfortunately, for some reason, the fountain range is really far out, so I actually died then, which is really sad. But who cares? I got the kill on Corki, so it was worth it. And now we're just mopping up the game. So it's actually pretty, like, this is something you need to be careful of when you're playing. Like, the mistakes that we made in this game, because they've easily turned around. Like, if you're, you know, at lower elo and you're just like, you know, elo hell can't win, all that stuff. I could have probably said that about this game because of how well I played. Or like Kha'Zix, for example, could have said that. Like, oh, I can't carry. I go 15-4-12 every single game. I destroy people. I own my lane, but I can't win. Elo hell. Not really. Like, we struggled to end this game. The reason why this game was almost 40 minutes long was because we just sucked in like the mid-game fights. Like, it was just awful. We kept picking really bad fights. We kept getting caught. And we need to avoid that. And a lot of people maybe will be saying, you know, I can't. You know, how that's so... Foxdrop, you're an idiot. You know, how can you stop your team from getting caught? You can't. They're just going to get caught. And, you know, I can't win games because of it. You can do a lot more to protect your team from those kind of stuff than you think. Like, if you just communicate with them or maybe award for them and stuff like that and say, be careful, don't fight there. Or say, you know, just wait for us to group. Or spam ping them to go back. People do respond to that stuff. And then this is when, you know, other people would say, oh, no, I do that. It doesn't work. In my opinion, that's when someone says, no, I do that and it doesn't work, that's when people are, in my opinion, just kind of giving in too much to the whole, I'm helpless, I can't, you know, elo hell stuff. Like, that does work. Like, I've done it myself on my Smurf, on my Smurf accounts. I've climbed from bronze to diamond 1. I've done it more than once. It does work. Like, I know it works. And if you're saying it doesn't work, then you're probably not doing it right or something, or there's something else you're not doing. But trust me, when things like that, you can actually organize your team into not doing these things. And this is something which I should have been doing this game. I shouldn't have been just doing these dumb fights. So they were stupid and almost cost us the game, basically. But yeah, so thanks for watching this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to me too if you're not a subscriber. Yeah, you can also find me on my social media, my Facebook, my Twitter, and follow my stream on Twitch. All the links to those are in the description. But thanks very much for watching, guys. And I'll see you in my next video.